arrived on scene, Highway 80 has been blocked off by state troopers. As you can see behind me, the train is still on fire. They are continuously bringing in more tankers of water to put out the flames. At this time, we don't know what they're holding or what caused that fire. This home behind me here is the exit to the 415-yard drug tunnel that begins in Mexicali. A Yuma High School student was shot and injured while riding in a car. We're just receiving reports that Yuma County Sheriff's Office found the body of a man in this area on Thursday morning. Now, we don't have any information at this time about his identity. The warehouse here is a home that contains a subterranean drug tunnel. Now, we're only 300 yards away from the border if you look over this way, and that is where the entrance to this tunnel begins. Former contestant Corey Clark is used to facing judges on American Idol, but Thursday in Yuma County, he faced a different kind of judge. Roadways have been blocked off for hours as investigators are collecting evidence after a woman was struck by the vehicle behind us. Her shoes and cane are lying in the roadway, and you can clearly see where her body struck the windshield. Renee, Alex, I'm out here at the AM/PM on 16th Street, and the question of the day is, who wants to be a billionaire? Now, federal officials are saying this is the first time they have seen a home purchased solely for the purpose of concealing a subterranean drug tunnel. Tune in for Nightside as we hear from more local community members on what they'd like to hear from GoStar tonight. Alex, YPD assisted Phoenix police on a case out of their jurisdiction earlier today. 2 men are on the run from Phoenix police. People were just driving along the Arizona freeways when all of a sudden their lives were put in jeopardy. DPS officials are calling these incidents acts of domestic terrorism. Yuma Police Department served a search warrant to the teen suspected of causing the criminal damage, and he admitted it. We're getting a taste of what the fair is all about, and that means games and winning prizes as well as fried food and rides and all of that. And I'm standing here with, as you know, Alex Cheney, and we're going to see who can hit the most balloons and who can win one of these big prizes up there. The Force Awakens is the first of a brand new trilogy of films, and it includes original cast members like Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill. They need 350,000 more signatures in order to force a recall election. California Lotto officials tweeted almost immediately that a winning ticket was sold in the state, although it's still not clear if other winning tickets were sold. Senator John McCain discussed the importance of military in Arizona at MCAS Yuma today. Welcome back, everyone. Well, an ordinary trip to Walmart turned into a lifetime memory for one little Texas girl. One of the vets I spoke to said the VA healthcare system is hurting not only in Yuma, but nationwide, and he doesn't feel like enough is being done. A jailbreak has sparked a manhunt near Los Angeles for 3 male inmates accused of violent crimes. And so far, no word on a motive behind the shooting. Cowart says repairs to the Planned Parenthood building have begun, but the site will not reopen for a while. Officials say some states that have made improvements typically focus on identifying why a certain race is overrepresented, such as lack of access to child care or unemployment. Well, many families in the desert Southwest celebrated Easter today, and some of the traditions they had were Easter egg hunts. A wound left young Rocky so injured, few thought he'd ever walk, much less run again. A handcuffed woman managed to steal the police SUV she was being held in and took it for a joyride. Federal officials seized a cross-border tunnel Wednesday morning following a lengthy investigation involving Drug Enforcement Administration, U.S. Immigration's Homeland Security, and other agencies.
This tunnel marks the first completed tunnel that we have discovered in the Calexico area in nearly a decade.
This investigation resulted in the arrests of 4 people, 2 in Calexico and 2 in Nogales, Arizona.
We have charged these individuals with various drug trafficking, money laundering, and tunnel-related offenses. We have also seized nearly 3,000 pounds of marijuana.
The tunnel stretches from El Serape restaurant in Mexicali to the 3-bedroom house on 3rd Street in Calexico, which is only 300 yards north of the international border. This home behind me here is the exit to the 415-yard drug tunnel that begins in Mexicali. Now, local authorities say that this is the first time they've seen drug smugglers construct a home solely for the purpose of concealing a subterranean drug tunnel. Duffy said the home and tunnel were constructed right under the watchful eye of law enforcement.
They built this residence on the property. The result is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, brand new $86,000 home that has a hole in the living room.
a warehouse on Avenida Campillo in Calexico, and a home on Horizon Street in Calexico were being used for storing the drugs.
We have such a strong information network going. I'm talking human intelligence, electronic intelligence, sensors, everything else, that if they're building something, we're going to know about it.
Like you said, when you join the service, they tell you they're going to give you this, they're going to give you that. And then it's a job to get the help.
Veterans Health Administration is America's largest integrated healthcare system with over 1,700 sites of care serving 8.7 million veterans each year. But have you ever asked a veteran how they feel about the care they receive? News 11 talked to 2 Yuma veterans to hear about their experiences with veterans healthcare.
I've been happy, but I don't have to go to the VA for everything, like, somebody with a service-connected disability or somebody that's really sick.
With limited services offered in Yuma, local veterans traveled to Tucson for certain types of medical care.
The system's worked for me, but all I hear is other horror stories.
There is only one VA clinic in the Yuma area, and most of the time vets are sent out of town to get proper care.
I mean, you can go to YRMC, you break your leg or something, but you better make sure the VA's called that day if it's not, a weekday. Why can't they go to the clinic here and say, I need this, can you call Tucson? That should happen.
One veteran says the VA becomes more of an inconvenience than an asset for veterans.
I have to travel almost every time I need to see a doctor.
If you have a service disability, they will pay you to drive to Tucson.
I don't see why I should have to move. This is a military town, but why we can't have the doctors and the things that we need, I think is ridiculous.
Carrie says if you have emergency needs on the weekend, you can't go to the local VA because it's closed.
You got to call Tucson.
And the vets get stuck with the bill. Carrie says some of the World War II and Vietnam vets are so elderly they can't do it alone.
It should be easier for especially older veterans. We have a gentleman here that gets his pain medication. So every month we have to help him call because he don't understand what he's doing.
The local chapter's assistance is the only way some people get the care they need.
First of all, they're a lot older. A lot of them can't even, they're not even mobile. They're either in wheelchairs or they have walkers or canes. So it's hard for them to get around, let alone go all the way up to Tucson to go see a doctor. Both vets believe the VA isn't doing enough for the country's veteran population.
What are these World War II veterans supposed to do? And these Korean veterans are all in their 70s getting to be, it's hard for these people to do that. And if it wasn't for like the VFW, the Legion, the AMVETS, where they can come in here and get people to help them do that, the VA don't care.
The question remains, what is being done to serve those who have served our country? It took Cods 20 years to get his medical benefits.
So I didn't even know I could apply for medical benefits when I got out in 1998. Otherwise, I would have been having medical benefits ever since.
Cods was told by the VA that his records are sealed.
That's why the VA really needs to step things up.
Local veterans wonder what changes still need to be made before it's too late.
I guess there was a veteran that was from this American Legion post that actually committed suicide because he could not get the care that he needed.
Codd says this issue plagues the VA healthcare system nationwide, and many search for answers.
Besides changing directors, which they've already done, I think they need to listen to us more. Listen to what we need, listen to what is going on with us, because it's almost like they don't really care. As long as they think we're being seen and being dealt with, then it's all right with them, and that's not the way it needs to be.
Scary moments for drivers on Interstate 8 as several of them called 911 to report a train on fire Wednesday. As we arrived on scene, Highway 80 has been blocked off by state troopers. As you can see behind me, the train is still on fire. They are continuously bringing in more tankers of water to put out the flames. At this time, we don't know what they're holding or what caused that fire. Emergency crews were able to stop the train and began soaking one of its cargo units carrying 8 Ford pickups. We spoke to TACNA fire officials on how they stopped the fire from spreading.
We automatically dispatched for mutual aid with Welton Fire Department and started putting foam on it right away, set the ladder truck up, start trying to knock the fire down.
What they're doing now that the flame is out is uncoupling the train, which is separating the train from the damaged auto rack forward.
The fire caused 8 other trains to be delayed for a total of 3 hours.
Cut a hole in the side of the train, which you could see, to make entry. We extinguished the rest of the cars on the bottom, found it to be unsafe, unstable to be inside, so now we've switched to defensive mode and we're just soaking it down with foam now.
Union Pacific investigators are still looking into the cause of the fire.
As soon as we get the hot spots extinguished, then we'll do our investigation and then we'll turn the train back over to the railroad.
A retired horse and pony have found a new home at Old Souls Canine Rescue. Paula and Isaac Rivadeneira's animal rescue and retirement home is a welcoming place with dogs, cats, pigs, chickens, tortoises, and now 2 new family members, Amigo and Romeo.
What do you think about taking in Romeo and Amigo? And we jumped at the chance to be able to not only help the horses, but help Saddles of Joy with their mission too.
Rivadeneira's attitude is, what's one more pet?
We have not worked with horses before. We have pet sat for horses. We've never had horses of our own, so we're very excited. And Saddles of Joy has been so incredibly supportive. They've given us a lot of things and let us borrow a lot of things to help take care of the horses. And so they're really on board with helping us. So they didn't just drop them off and say, good luck to you. They love these animals. And so they're coming to visit, they're coming to help us take care of them and to teach us everything we need to know.
Saddles of Joy have let them borrow materials, but they still need horse panels and Bermuda hay.
Seems to be a shortage here in Yuma. Nobody has Bermuda hay or straight grass hay bales, so we haven't been able to find a place to get those yet. So we're a little bit worried about where their grass hay is going to come from. It's really important for this horse and pony to have grass hay. The alfalfa is too rich for them. And
Paula says when an animal is old or sick, that's when they need us the most.
we just really feel strongly that the end of an animal's life is not a time when you dump them, get rid of them, euthanize them because they don't fit in anymore. We just really strongly believe that their end of life could and should be the happiest time in their life.
Paula and Isaac provide a loving home for old souls to come live comfortably till they are ready to pass on.
We really have to draw the line at old dogs that are near the end of their lives. Or I should say old pets.
That's right.
Old animals, because we're just no longer about dogs. We think that all the animals are special.
If you have ever wanted to rescue animals, they suggest you act now.
When they find out that we do this kind of work, a lot of people say, oh, I always wanted to do that, and that's something I would want to do later on. And I think it's just about, like anything else, you just have to jump into it and do it.
When they felt a calling to help animals, the first thing they did is ask to see the oldest dog at the shelter.
Go to the shelter, pick a dog, and take the time to get to know that dog. They're not the same outside of the shelter.